Hi, friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are wondering what the F the planets are up to, look no further. Today's topic is the upcoming full moon in Gemini happening on December 7th at 5:07 a.m. Vienna time. Whew, a lot to unpack. So, usually the full moons are all about completions and endings. It would mark the ending of a cycle that started 6 months ago. And of course, the energy of release that is always associated with the full moon will also be following you for the next 6 months of life. So that's a lot. There's a lot to look forward to with things coming to an end. Well, in most cases. So, what is this full moon all about? What are we leaving behind collectively? What can we learn from it? So, looking at the chart, it's a funny one because with Scorpio on the ascendant, um, there's an energy of obsession, like obsessive thoughts. Especially these kind of "I was right, you were wrong," um, playing the victim, shifting blame, looking for guilty parties in a situation, generally looking for an antagonist in our personal stories. The way this ends and the resolution is to acknowledge that there was no antagonist to begin with. The problem was within you. The problem was that you were shifting blame. So now it's actually time to take responsibility for your own actions and your own thoughts and to actually empower yourself in a direction in which you can benefit from change. How do you do that? Communicating. Write down your thoughts. Um, Apologize to the people that you've offended or probably held accountable for things that they didn't do. It's all about a catharsis in the area of communication and especially of communicating with yourself. I know I've said this that it was coming up in other readings, like especially with Mars retrograde, and it's just so beautiful how the planets in their wisdom. Joking, I'm just saying like this. How these energies are so complementary to one another. Like problem starts, and you already have a resolution with another favorable transit. So it's time to take responsibility and empower yourself because responsibility, it may seem unpleasant in many cases if you don't hold that energy, but at the same time, it's actually very self-empowering. So that's the major theme of this full moon. It's about self-empowerment. For many of us, it's like a bit of a sobering moment. It's a wake up call. You kind of see how you were holding yourself back, and in this, not withstanding the accountability issue, but generally, many of us have been held back over the last 6 months, especially with the retrogrades in the summertime. We feel that we wanted to accomplish something, we wanted to move forward, but there were roadblocks after roadblocks after roadblocks. So now it kind of feels like, oh, wait a minute. That it was actually for my highest good that it didn't happen because now I have better ideas. Now I'm in a better place to start that action. Now, project, take initiative or whatever. Um, Conversely, you may become aware of acts of self sabotage that you have within you. So this one is actually very powerful for many of you because with Neptune having gone direct and conjunct Jupiter, um, it's a time when you can no longer BS yourself. So you actually have to face reality, and especially for those of you who have self-sabotaging patterns, you will see how exactly you are holding yourself back and in which areas of life. It's going to start showing up for you, but it's an opportunity to end that. So that's something to look forward to always. Another one of the favorite aspects to look forward to is that we are doing away with the Mr. Nice Guy or Miss Nice Girl facade. So basically, if you have been if you're guilty of having had doormat behavior, like you let others walk all over you, you are falling easily victim to these people who take too much of your time, who take too much of your energy. You had trouble saying no. You were very much into people pleasing, and it was draining. Of course, it was. It's always like that because you're not focusing on yourself. So these people take and take and take. Well, they took and took and took. No, that comes to an end. It's that nonsense ends right here, right now. You are taking a stand for yourself. Of course, if you're guilty of this behavior, if you feel like I'm addressing an issue that is relevant to you, you're taking a stand against the bullying that you've been experienced, potential gaslighting, any kind of form of manipulation or abuse. Um, A slander, that's a very important one. I think it goes back to what I've been saying for the past month about people talking behind your back. Yeah, you're not gonna put up with that anymore. You're just gonna call them out. You call a spade a spade. Um, and you're going to be more confrontational and you're going to be surprising a lot of people who have underestimated you. So, again, something to celebrate. Um, Another aspect that really got my attention was that the North Node, still, of course, in conjunction with Uranus, was also in a tight conjunction with the part of Fortune in the sixth house. It's a beautiful moment. Some of you may actually feel inspired to make a radical change in your habits. Um, it's usually a time in which you might actually feel like substituting an addiction for a healthy habit. And it's only one at a time. It's something that's been really nagging at you. It's been something that has been detrimental to your well-being, your health, for a very long time now. So now you make the switch and you just go with whatever it was. It can be, I don't know, like banal addictions, drinking, smoking, video games, sex, all of these things, or even something more personal or more obscure that doesn't really come to mind right now. Anything in that area, you are just substituting it for a healthy habit. You're putting cold turkey and substituting that. So many of you are going into that direction. So if you feel that there was a if you have like an unhealthy habit that you need to kick, in the 6 months, you're going to notice that you're not even going to recognize the old version of you who had the issue. For others of you, this transit may signal job opportunities, so changes coming in terms of jobs, unexpected, and with part of fortune, it's a green light to take them. Go for it. It's actually going to be in your advantage to do so. Um, There are no other major transits to focus on. A lot of the transits I spoke of during the recording for December for each zodiac sign, so just check that out if you haven't yet. But as a final note on the overall energies of the full moon before heading into what you're ending in line with your zodiac sign, is that all planets are in the bottom of the chart. So what this means is that the changes that are happening, we don't really see them in our environment. We don't see them with big changes like relocating, new studies, changing groups, or major life changes. No, no, no. These are mostly inward changes. So they start from within inside all of us. That's where you have the spark for the change. That's where you have the spark and the power for the ending. It's like you are facing the deepest parts of yourself. There is no running away from it anymore. And with the year ending, it's actually a very beautiful energy to end the year on. You because everything that you're bringing now to an end, it makes new for and sets the tone actually for the things that you will be wanting to call in as of next year. Um, there is a period of general ego cleansing. So if you've been experiencing an unhealthy ego, and this really shows up in your life in the form of you put your foot in your mouth a lot, or you sabotage yourself, or you're the one who's blocking things coming into your life. You cannot receive good things. You cannot receive blessings. You are arrogant. You have a superiority complex. All of these, but you have an inferiority complex, going back to our Mr. Nice Guy, Miss Nice Girl syndrome. All of these issues are coming into focus, and it's a very healing moment. Normally, full moons are about ego and emotions clashing, but with this nice trine that we have between the sun and Chiron, the great healer, it's actually a call for healing. And the overall vibe is that it's somehow milder than other transits we've been experiencing this year, mostly because it's happening inward. You sense the transformation. You don't need to explain yourself. Your energy is going to communicate for you. Your energy is going to be your representative right now. So that is something. It's so this one is like the last full moon of the year. Make the most of it. Make the most of these beautiful energies that we have. Yes, there is a bit of tension, but somehow it's not such a powerful tension as we've been experiencing over the last few months. With the exception of Uranus, right now, all the planets are in direct motion. So this means that we have a clear sailing ahead of us in terms of many initiatives, healing, releasing. So with that being said, this is the end of the part related to the general reading for the collective. And right now I'm going to move on to your sun sign and what this full moon brings for you. Aries, just the sun sign, not your ascendant. So Aries, you can look forward to lingering health problems going away. Either you find the right doctor for you or the right treatment, or the problems just suddenly dissipate. Otherwise, you can expect a change in jobs, or you can wrap up, you're going to finalize a project that has been very time consuming and that you may feel was chipping away at your health and at your overall well being. And then this marks the ending of a very uh, busy period at work for you. Taurus, you are leaving behind unhealthy partnerships or associations, or you're closing out a very important contract or deal in your business, something that you've been working on for a very long time. Geminis, some of you have been experiencing issues around an inheritance. That's coming to an end now. You're going to gain a lot of clarity on it. Some of you will be finalizing a loan, meaning that you're going to have like all your documents in order and everything that was needed so you can secure that loan. For those of you who have been experiencing intimacy issues in your relationship, that period is coming to an end. You finally have a breakthrough. And overall, I mean, it's been an intense period of transformations for Geminis. That was, oh, the truth was out. that came to, that is coming to an end. So, especially, it was an especially intense period now with Mars retrograde in your sign. And you can actually see this transformative period that's been very intense and challenging for you coming to an end. I wouldn't say it's going to be immediate, but as of January, you're going to be completely free of it. So from January onwards, you will be moving on to a new period in your life. Cancer. Oh gosh, you are always impacted by the moon cycles, and more than anybody else in this case, you will be taking a stand for your principles and values. You are leaving behind your comfort zone, so and your hard Cancer shell, and you are alternatively you are coming to an end of a shadow work period. Leo, if you've been feeling that you've been publicly antagonized lately, it's going to come. It's a period that's coming to an end. It was meant actually to test your resilience, and we all know Leos are very resilient, and that they just do things when they're underestimated. They just um, come back to their royal selves just to spite people. So this is something that is going to be happening for many of you now. You are finally making a decision about something that was important to you, possibly career, but this can also refer to major life decisions. The 10th house is responsible for major life decisions, generally speaking. Or yeah, you are finalizing a career move that's been in the works for like the last half year. Virgo, friendships that no longer serve you. So people that you've been associating yourself with, groups of people, the kinds that were not for your highest good, that you feel that you weren't really belonging to. These are coming to an end now, and for many Virgos, this is a period in which you're actually going to achieve one important dream of yours. So a major dream. So it's all linked here. Libras, you're ending a cycle in which these events that have been outside of your control just end. So I think many of you have been experiencing all sorts of challenges coming your way that seem that like, oh my god, when does it end? It's never stops, like one after the other, possibly. And it felt that you had your hands tied. So that period is actually ending now. Of course, it was something that was meant to test you, not so much your resilience, but your ability to hold strong and have confidence in yourself and trust that everything was going to be fine. And it is. It will be. Scorpios. For many of you, it's going to be signaling. This is a funny one. It's going to be signaling a change in your marital status. Basically, you have these official records when you have to say, "Oh, I'm single, married, in a partnership," and all of that, legally separated, whatnot, divorced. So take your pick. Basically, if you've been having one if you're having one relationships, marital status now, you're going to see that over the next few months that status is going to change, for better, for worse. It's usually for the better, because like the full moon brings endings to something that you didn't like. But yeah, you let me know how it goes out. For other Scorpios, like especially the ones that were going through an intense period of shadow work and inner work, a self-development process or a self-improvement process, ego issues. So like if you've been going to therapy a lot, actually you're going to see the results of that. So it's the healing process is actually coming to fruition, and you're going to be seeing yourself as a new person, and others will as well. Sagittarius, for you, it's the end of a very challenging financial period. So if you've been feeling that your finances were not in order, that you were losing money, and or that you were simply in a position of financial struggle because of money that was owed to you, or possibly your salary was not what you considered that you deserved. So this period ends now. For others of you, it's you are finalizing an acquisition. So if especially if it's been a major acquisition, some of you probably have built up your finances to make this purchase happen, and it will be, and it's going to make you very happy. So you're finalizing that it ends. And in terms of inner work, for those of you who have been dealing with self-worth issues, like especially low self-esteem, an inferiority complex, this is also like second house matters. You are ending that cycle. So that's just in terms of personal growth and inner work. You're ending that cycle of low self-esteem and low self-worth. Capricorns, if you have been experiencing conflicts with your immediate environment, with siblings, especially if it was a conflict with siblings of something related to contracts, or finances, or it was just an argument. This is a time when you can bury the hatchet. Generally, any deficiencies that you have been experiencing in see, like the communication issues. If you've been doing this, stuttering, stammering, being insecure about what you're saying, it's or in which you have been feeling unable to communicate your thoughts clearly or take a stance on something, because Capricorns have no problem taking a very strong stand in favor of something or against something. You guys can be very, very decisive and determined. But over the past 6 months, it wasn't quite like that. You were holding back a lot. No more, basically. So now you're choosing yourselves, and you are communicating your thoughts very clearly and very decisively. So basically, that period of poor communication that many of you may have been experiencing is coming to an end. Aquarius. I mean, for you, it has been quite a challenging year with Saturn transiting your sign. So the tests, all these challenges, it's finally coming to an end. So this is the end of a cycle that was here to force you to become more responsible, to set your priorities straight, and to be in the present moment, to let go of the past, like let go of past issues. And with this cycle, with this full moon, you can also expect to heal, or at least end a family conflict that has been dragging on for a while now, or to heal. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be bad for all of you, but any kind of problems that you've had around your fathers. So that one is coming to an end. For others of you, you may actually be finalizing. This is just finalizing the contracts for the purchase of a new home. So it's that's coming. If that's coming up for you, that might come up for you in the next 6 months. Pisces, last but not least. I'm smiling because it's a funny one. It's a fun one. At least I think it is. So in the past 6 months, for those of you who have been in a relationship or in a situationship, or you've been having romantic dalliances, you're going to start seeing the person that you're with for who they actually are, and you might realize that, oh, we are not a fit at all. And all these thoughts that you've been having, and all the doubts and everything that you've been experiencing, especially with Neptune coming now into direct motion, I think you will be having the realization that it's time to end that. For the few of you who have actually been entertaining um, two people, so you've been undecisive about two people, that this marks a decision, a period of deciding in favor of one or the other. For those of you, obviously, who have no issue, no problems with relationships, don't care about it, or have nothing to do with it, um, you are completing a very important project for you. It's a either an entrepreneurial project or a creative project. So you're moving in a direction of completing a phase or just a part of it. For those of you who have kids and you've been having difficulties with them, like in terms of communicating, or you feel that you didn't really understand them, you actually get to heal that. And for those of you, of course, who do not have kids, because not all of us have kids, it's a very healing period for the inner child. So this is just as an aside. If you want to reconnect with your inner child, we have the Saint Nicolo. We have it here in Austria, and of course we also were celebrating that in Romania. And the children would always receive in their shoes. They have to be polished nicely by the door. They would receive either a rod if they misbehaved during the year, or sweets, candies, toys, small gifts from the parents if they were good. So that's kind of like the sort of energy that I am seeing for you guys. If you're basically reaping the rewards of your behavior, so and especially like when it comes to something that was deeply ingrained, like childhood patterns that have been following you throughout your life, it's a period when it's coming back into focus, and you can make peace with it, you can accept them, or you can integrate them. So yeah, it's I spoke more for you guys because you had more activities related to this house, so it's take your pick. And of course, and this goes for all the signs, with the full moon you can actually set intentions. um, with this kind of moon, I already told you what you're basically leaving behind, um, or what you're completing. If you feel that it doesn't resonate with you, of course, please feel free to set a few intentions for yourself. What is it that you want to let go of? What is it that you would like to see completed? What is it that you want to reap the benefits of over the coming 6 months, so that you can have you can start your year in full force in terms of resolutions and implementing them. So that's all for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Drop a comment, like if you've enjoyed this video, and of course subscribe, goes without saying. And I will be seeing you in my next one. Stay tuned. Take care. Bye.